Okay.
Hey,
Hey.
I just noticed where your mic is on your hat.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have a couple questions.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one is it's gonna be about nude shoots. And so I love nude shoots when it comes to shooting myself as a model. And so I've been doing modeling for almost 30 years. 7 years ago, you started teaching me photography. I love shooting nude also, like as a photographer. But today we're going to talk about me as a model. Why don't you want to shoot me nude, and why won't you let me shoot with anybody else nude?
We have if
You
we
as my manager, like respectfully, I say when I say why won't you let me explain our business model, and and how you manage me, and our business direction.
it's a business always has a lot of moving parts. And within the business, you have to make answer questions that the business needs to hear. So you can't have a um, you can't have a client base selling religious food and artifacts and also have someone else in the family selling weed. Those two don't go together. So if we are in a business, if individuals in a business and that can conflict with the other, we have to make that choice. But me as a manager of what our situation is, it's a situation of okay, if we do this because it makes someone feel good, what are the ramifications if that happens?
Mm-hmm.
So if it gets interferes in how people look at us, if someone has money or wants to view or wants to buy one of our pilot programs and they see what we're into, the first thing as a buyer of a showrunner would say, okay, wow, they have another side of them that's really going to conflict with our networks because our sponsors in our network are not going to want to be involved or related to that.
Okay, now let me ask you another question
Sure.
related to nude. Let's say if somebody like David Yule wanted to shoot me nude, and his paintings go for $4,000 each, and he caps them off at $400 each. I mean, at $400 at 400 copies at $4,000 each, and he has painted me 3 series plus one for different series. So three for Bounty Hunter, and then we made the cat. We started the Cadillac, the what do you call it?
The classic.
Yeah, the classic cars
Mm-hmm,
collection,
mm-hmm,
whatever.
mm-hmm.
So what if he said, okay, I want to shoot, I want to photograph, film a nude. I want you to shoot it, and I'm gonna paint it, and he's gonna sell it.
If we are selling swimsuits, swimsuits look good on the body. If we put swimsuits in somebody sitting in the middle of a mud puddle of a broken down, dilapidated um, environment, that is not going to come across well. It's going to ruin the brand and it's going to be cheap. Now, David Uhl, for example, he collaborates with the Pope. He collaborates with high dignitaries around the world. He is respected.
Christy, no.
Christy Nome, he comes with a pedigree, and what he does is someone very serious. Now, we can take a David Uhl who paints you and has 10 million business owners, art connoisseurs chasing him around the world, and you are up there as a Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to say anything negative about that.
So you're only saying no to trashy. If there's a purpose, if there's a direction, basically you're saying yes, it's okay for us to do it, right?
If I can ask the business, everyone for tax purposes, everyone always says treat your business like like a real person. Tax exempt or taxable, whatever the case may be. I always speak to the business. Hey, business, here we are. Our target market is women 35 and above. I'm going to talk to you about that 35 and above target market. These individuals have very high positions in places where they're watched a lot. So if I do a nude shoot, how would you like that? Are you going to take away some of the opportunities because or some of the money that we could possibly receive if I do this? And I have to be very honest, yes or no. But if an individual who paints high end stuff, yes, an individual who we can say a photographer down the street that wants to give you 5, 10, 15, $20,000 for a nude shoot, no, the price is not an issue at that point. It's the overall business concept. Is it going to live with it? How much money and time is it going to cost us to fix that problem? Those are the questions I have to ask.
Got it. Okay, perfect. And the next question is about addiction, opioids. And most people in my network know my past. You know, I overcame addiction. I was hooked for nearly 20 years. It took everything from me. You helped me get clean. So I'm going to discuss, yeah. I'm going to discuss what opioid withdrawals were like for me when I came to you. But I want to hear your experience because opioids, no, I shared my experience. And if people want to hear it, I'll share it again. Let me know if you want to hear. But I want to know you explain to people who are going to be watching this podcast, what was it like for you? What did you experience? What did you see? And was it different from what you used to think about drug addicts or junkies, you know, when you used to think of them before I came into the picture?
I've learned a lot, and I've noticed that an individual who is addicted onto something, there are three people I have to deal with. It's the person that's under the influence. It's the person that is sober but wants the item, and then there's the real person. So there's three people that I have to speak to, and it's always a juggling act between the three people, and it's very difficult to have a real understanding in which direction you want to go because you really don't know who is present at that time. Make sense?
Mm-mm.
Okay. For example, when you're under the influence, it changes you. You have you have this sense that nothing is wrong, there's nothing going on, the noise is gone, and
Yeah, but I was only talking about experience when I came to you and I was going into withdrawals. You went off to a completely different
oh, that's what I
story.
thought. That's what I thought you did. Let me paraphrase what you're trying to ask me. So, what you're saying is that when we met, what was my
What did
experience?
you think of drug addicts before I came to the picture?
Oh,
Let's start slow.
I had no clue whatsoever, except for some of the movies that I've seen where they put a stick in somebody's mouth and they're going through withdrawals and they put them in this room and and let them sweat and scream it out. That's all I knew.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And how was that compared to what really happened with me? It kind of looked similar though. Looked like a person in a corner shaking, just going through it, kind of like, right? But there was much more to it.
I was very confused because I was in a world that was very unfamiliar. I'm an individual who's always in control, and I was out of control. I didn't understand why you needed me every 5 minutes. I didn't understand, the pain that you were going through. I didn't understand why you just couldn't quit and just stand up and walk away from it. I had no idea. I had no idea what was wrong. And I had to go through others that have a lot more experience dealing with this, like the therapy that we went through, to be able to understand how the brain works and things like that. That changed my feelings a lot. There was a lot of judgment on my side. And
So what do you understand now? If somebody is listening, thinking the same thing that how you were thinking that, oh, they just don't want to quit, it is what it is. They just don't want to stop. How do you understand that now? Do you think differently? Why can't they stop?
100%.
What is stopping them from stopping? What's preventing them? What helped me? Why wasn't I able to stop? And why was I able to stop when I came to you? What changed? My mother died and spent a whole life trying to get me clean. Was not able to do it. My mother died trying to get me clean. She was never able. She spent her whole life trying to get me clean. Never succeeded. Why were you so successful? What changed? Tell people
I-
watching what can help.
I'm trying to say it in a way because I know the language, I know what's going on,
Can
but
I
but
start and you can maybe.
no, I know.
Oh.
I know how to do it. I know what goes on with the brain. I know
Mm-hmm.
what controls it. I know all of these
But the
things.
people who are gonna be listening don't.
Even if I tell them, they don't. Here's the deal: if I tell someone, hey, your all of your feel goods hormones in your head that are controlled normally by your own body system, the drugs take over that particular.
Yes, the brain is hijacked.
The
So
brain is
why
hijacked.
wouldn't you they
So
understand it?
if because emotions. So for example, let me give you a good example. So if I tell a mother who is sees her child that she loves who's on drugs and I tell her he can't help it, but he's reaping havoc in the house, and I say, "Oh, it's not really him speaking," she's still going to kick him out.
Okay, so forget it then. Let's not give any information out. They're not gonna get it. I understand.
I this is a good one because you're frustrated now because you're not
You're
getting.
just really moody right now, and I'm sensing it, and I don't want to continue because you're just like not in your energy's not right now. You don't want to talk. You don't want to give information. You're just pissed off, and I can hear it in your voice and your tone.
I want to continue. And I want to continue because I am speaking from my mind. You can't say I'm angry and moody because I'm speaking my mind.
That's not what. Please don't twist it like that. That's not what I said. I can tell. I'm your caregiver. I can tell when your blood pressure is higher, when your mood is different, when it changes, when it shifts. I can tell.
I'm speaking exactly and saying what I want to say.
Okay, so please continue. So let's give information to the people.
I just did. If you speak to a person,
What I was trying to get at, you gave me purpose. You gave me value. Modeling photography was what got me out of this funk, what got me out of addiction. Why was it so hard to understand?
because that's not what I wanted to say.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
That's not what I wanted to say. The everybody doesn't have a purpose.
I was just saying what helped me. So tell a different story. If that's not what helped me, then go ahead and tell what you wanted to say, since that's not the case. Is there a different story? I didn't know there was a different story. What helped me besides that?
Over the years, I've been able to recalculate what happened in my own head. I've been studying this phenomenon for quite some time, and here's what I believe that helped you. Some of the doctors that we went to explained to us that there's a symptom that you have, and if you absolutely try to tackle the symptom, the root cause of whatever is going on is not being touched. So therefore, the addiction will never ever happen. So with us, you did receive a different purpose. But if I'm going to help someone else, they can't look at Vilma and Chuck and say, hey, I want to put them in a photography.
That has nothing to do with it. Everybody has their purpose. My purpose was modeling all my life. Now when I came to you, I was modeling. I was with Ford Agency years, 10, 20 years before before you came into the
But
picture.
that didn't stop you.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You gave me, I was not even doing it anymore. So you gave me the belief that I can start doing it. You
Here's
gave
how
me
I can
value
explain
on
it.
purpose. If somebody's purpose is painting, they need to find that purpose. Bicycle riding, bugs, I don't care what it is. I'm not saying photography and modeling, like, that's not what I was saying at all. Go ahead.
If an individual has a lot of noise going on in their head, you have to understand where it's coming from. For you, it was always looking for purpose. All your life, you're looking for purpose. You were always with the wrong group of people. We put you in an environment where everything changed. The people around
Yeah,
you.
that's all I was asking you to say.
But I'm a painter who's using the brushes that I would like to use.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not telling
So-
you you're using wrong brushes. You're twisting everything I say into something negative.
So if you are an individual that has that. I want to try, if I really want to help someone, I need to try, I'm trying to explain it in a very neutral way so I can really get that point across. A lot of people can't relate to what Chuck thinks. I'm trying to speak in a way that everyone else can understand. And that is my purpose. And I'm going to push that narrative, you know? And it's all about, to me, trying to get something else in an individual in front of him that will excite him to quiet down the noise, whatever it is they're trying to actually get rid of. Seen an incident today with this Frankie Taylor Frankie, whatever it is. She had an outburst, and she is a former what is that called? She's a former you put the patch fentanyl. She's recovering, but hanging around this particular world, I understand what happens to her. Even you said there's a mixture between that and alcohol. Even the husband said, you know, hey, you're drunk right now. And I see the rest of the world, which I want to talk to and tell them what's going on there. But what I see is, I see a bunch of women saying that the man did that. They're not looking at the true story behind what's happening. What I want people to understand is this drug, this cocktail, it hijacks the mind. And everybody does not have the same entry point. Everybody does not have the same solution. You have to learn what the problem is first before you can help somebody. In our case, it was a situation to where you needed a purpose. You needed to feel love. You need to feel like you were, you know, worth something. And we gave you that. And that's what got you out of it. Even now, to this day, on camera, you're still looking for it right now. You're looking for a purpose. You're looking for something. You're looking for worth. You're looking for that affirmation right now on camera. And it's irritating you that you're not getting what you want at this very moment.
I'm not your enemy, Chuck. I'm not the problem. The problem is our problem. Don't fight me. Fight the fucking problem. Stop fighting me.
I'm not fighting you.
You've been fighting me for a week.
Vilma, I'm not angry. I'm frustrated at I get frustrated, but that doesn't have to. I'm not your enemy. Right now, in front of this camera, you're saying, Chuck, this is not what I'm talking about. I want you to talk about it this way.
No, that's not what I said. That's why we have a recording.
It is recording.
Exactly.
I'm going to go over what you said, Chuck. I don't want you to talk about all that other stuff there. I want you to talk about how you helped me, you got together, and this is what I want to know. Those are your exact words. And I told you, Vilma, I want to say it my way.
You're right, baby. That's what happened. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry I didn't let you talk.
That's okay.
Okay.
You don't have to be sorry.
Okay. Well, but I am.
It's okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. I mean, you're at your tipping point. So
no, you can continue if you want. I mean.
No, it doesn't. In counseling,
it's not gonna get worse. Trust me. We've done it this far, so if you have anything else to talk about, might as well. My makeup is done.
When we were in Pennsylvania talking to the counselor, he talked about the root cause and the root problem of it. And it's very difficult sometimes to focus on that because what I'm focused on and want to talk to, you don't. We clash in those particular situations. I really, really want to, get over that. And we'll talk about that on Monday in our couples counseling session. and I really want to go over that. Tell me why you're mad.
Not mad.
Tell me why you're upset or frustrated or whatever it is.
Because you always take 25%, you make an opinion on it, and you go with the fork in hand, and you come at me, and you talk to me as if you understood me 100%. You're not asking, is this what you said? Is it like you literally come full storm without even understanding what I was talking about? And there's no need for the storm. I was talking about the sun and the beautiful things and the rainbows, and here you come with the lightning and thunder. And you confuse what I'm talking about.
No, I'm going back and going over the conversation, how I attacked you. How I came at you with the fork, how I came at you with the lightning and the thunder. I'm trying to figure out how I did that.
And that's why I don't want to do it. Like, I really don't want to do it. I fear talking to you.
Why?
And why? Because we end up arguing. I cannot come to you and tell you anything else without you getting defensive and making me feel silly. And then I feel like I have to defend where all I want to do is explain to you how much I'm hurting. And instead of me trying to tell you and you trying to help me with my pain, you add to my pain. You're like, you motherfucker, you hurting? I'm going to give you fucking more to hurt about. That's how I feel.
That's how you feel?
Every time you ask me what's wrong and I try to explain, we don't end up kissing and hugging. We end up walking, storming away, pissed off. That's not what I want. You always want to go back to the solution and fix it. And you say, oh, you never want to talk about it. I want to be fucking happy. I'm tired of not being happy. Like, we're going to be dead soon. You have a pacemaker. Like, I'm getting heart palpitations. My mother fucking had stroke at 50 years old. I'm 47. I don't want to play around for fucking 5 days. Nothing. We haven't talked. We haven't slept. Together, we haven't done nothing.
Why?
See, and here you go. Instead of like, babe, you're right. Like, instead of taking
I'm not going to say no, babe, you're right.
Exactly, and that's what I mean.
I want to talk about it because I don't know what's wrong. I can't tell you what you want to hear.
That's not. See.
I don't know what you. I don't know what's wrong.
Okay, let's do this then. So I have the recording from our last argument. Let's put it into ChatGPT and solve it right now.
Sure.
This is the last argument my husband and I had. Help me dissect it. Please tell me what happened.
Just hold it a little bit closer.
Vilma, this wasn't just a fight. This was two people in full emotional overwhelm, both feeling hurt, unseen, and fighting to be heard at the same time. I'm going to break this down clearly without sugarcoating, but also without blaming you. What actually happened, step by step. 1. The core trigger. I can't come to you with my pain. Your husband opened with, I can't come to you with my pain. You shame me. You say, what about me? Translation, he feels emotionally unsafe bringing vulnerability to you. That doesn't mean he's right about everything, but it is his emotional reality. 2. Your intention versus how it landed. You were trying to explain your side, defend yourself, correct what happened, but he experienced it as interruption, dismissal, being overridden. So both of you were talking, but neither of you felt heard. Escalation point, the word plus reaction. You mentioned saying, retarded. For you, probably frustration, maybe careless wording in the moment. For him, felt disrespectful, embarrassing, triggering. Instead of resolving it, it became a symbol of disrespect. Now for the real deeper issue, this is the big one. Not the word, not the message, not ChatGPT, it's this. Open quote, you didn't care enough to understand me emotionally. Close quote. He said, you summarized with ChatGPT, you didn't watch the video, you didn't feel his emotion. That hurt him.
It actually flipped it backwards.
I was noticing that.
Because I was the one who said you didn't watch my video. And you flipped the whole script backwards. I was the one talking that he didn't watch my video and I didn't feel heard. So flip it and make sure you understand what's happening.
You flipped the characters.
You flipped the characters backwards. I can't talk right now. That's the actual recording. I can't come to you with my pain and you shame me and demonize me. Yeah, I was the one who said that.
Play that.
Well, but I want to understand what happened.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you for correcting me. You're right to call that out. Let me rebuild this accurately with you as the one who felt unheard. What actually happened, corrected. 1. You came in with pain. You were trying to say, you didn't watch my video. You didn't listen to my emotions. You summarized me instead of understanding me. Translation, you felt dismissed, reduced, and not taken seriously. Not just misunderstood, but like he didn't care enough to actually see you. 2. He flipped it onto you. Instead of staying with your pain, he said, I can't come to you with my pain. You shame me. What about me? What happened here? He redirected the focus away from your hurt to his hurt. So now, you're trying to explain your pain, he's defending himself and bringing his pain. Result, collision, not connection. 3. Your main point, and it kept getting blocked. You were trying to say one thing clearly. Open quote, let me finish one sentence about what hurt me yesterday. Close quote, and it kept getting interrupted, overridden, dismissed. This is why you escalated, because your nervous system goes, I'm not being heard again. 4. The real wound, your side. This is the core. Open quote, he used ChatGPT's summary instead of actually watching your video and feeling your emotion. Close quote. To you, that means he didn't care enough to sit and watch. He didn't want to understand you deeply. He responded to a version of you, not you. That feels dehumanizing, not just dismissive. 5. Why you got angrier? Because from your perspective, you were trying to communicate clearly. You were asking for basic respect. Let me finish. And he cut you off, assumed he already understood, reacted instead of listening. That creates rage, desperation to be heard. 6. His escalation. He then told you to go, said fuck you, dismissed your attempt to explain. That is a hard shutdown move, not communication, not repair. How 7, the final spiral at the end, you pushing to be heard. Him shutting down harder, both emotionally flooded. No one is listening anymore. It's just survival plus reaction. What this fight is really about, your side. 1, you feel unseen, not just in this argument, but in a deeper pattern. You don't actually take the time to understand me. 2, you feel intellectually dismissed. This is important for you specifically. You're expressive, layered, nuanced, and he reduced you to a summary that hits your identity hard. 3, you're fighting for basic respect in communication. Your repeated request, open quote, let me finish one sentence, close quote, that's not a big ask. When that gets denied, it feels like I don't matter enough to even speak, where you were right. You had a clear point. You asked to speak without interruption. You identified a real issue, him not engaging with your full expression. You were trying to explain a specific hurt, where things went wrong without blaming you. 1, timing and overlap. He came in already emotional. You came in with your own pain. 2 unmet needs collided at the same time. 2, both of you tried to lead the conversation. You, let me explain what you did. You hurt me too. No one agreed on whose turn it is to be heard. #3, escalation language. Once fuck you enters, the conversation is over emotionally, even if words keep going. The dynamic you're stuck in. 1, you feel hurt. 2, you try to explain clearly. 3, he interrupts, assumes, redirects. 4, you push harder to be heard. 5, he feels attacked, shuts down. 6, you escalate. 7, explosion. The most important truth here. You weren't asking for something unreasonable. You were asking for attention plus presence, full listening, and you didn't get it. The deeper issue, this matters long term. This isn't about the word used, the message. ChatGPT. It's about this. Open quote. He responded to a processed version of you instead of experiencing you directly. Close quote. For someone like you who values expression, nuance, depth, that feels like...
Okay, we don't have to keep listening to it. Or you want to add something?
We've been posting our videos quite often, and an individual that we've known, I guess, about 4 or 5 years, he looked at one of our videos and he wrote up under there, ChatGPT is dangerous. So today, for about, I'd say about the last 4 or 5 hours, we've been going back and forth why ChatGPT is dangerous. And I let him know that it's GPT is a tool. It's an output tool. It can't reason. It can't give you direction. It will output what you put into it. Now, You heard Vilma's story, and her story is her story. This is what she believes. This is what she thinks to be true. These are the decisions that she makes based off of what she put in here. This is where it happened to her. Now, that's Vilma's side. Here is my side, what I would like to express. And I would like to say up front, please allow me to finish. Will you give me that?
Yeah, but that wasn't my story. That was a transcript from our conversation. Now, I
Understood.
didn't put nothing in it, no opinion, no nothing. I said dissect it and tell me what happened.
Yes, that was your transcript. Now, let me give,
Yeah, go ahead. I
let me
want to
give the
hear.
backstory.
Absolutely.
In your transcript, it doesn't say Chuck was on the phone. He was talking to the courts for his actual VA. It was very important. They lost his information. The woman on the phone was very inexperienced in what she was doing. I was trying to calmly tell this woman over and over again. She kept giving me the wrong information that I knew was wrong because the person before her said this. I am going back and forth with this woman on here. I'm already frustrated, but I'm trying to stay calm because if I know if I escalate this, I'm not going to get what I want. And then you came in the room and I'm putting my finger on my neck and I'm saying, Vilma, calm down, calm down. And you come in aggressively talking about, she doesn't know what she's doing. This is retarded. I don't know how you use the word retarded, but the word retarded came out. I was like, Vilma, don't do this. And you kept going. I'm like, Vilma, get out the fucking room. That's the way that went down. I was trying to do this, and this is not the first time that it's happened. This happens a lot. You even say sometimes, Chuck, I'm not going to say something this time. Chuck, I'm not going to say something this time. Over and over again. So you can't go to ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, listen to this. You didn't tell ChatGPT how it started. You didn't tell
Well, now you did.
ChatGPT
So good.
what the situation was.
Well, now you did.
And you said you weren't going to interrupt me.
Why are you so mad? I didn't say nothing.
You're
All right.
interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
So then you walk out the room, I finish talking to her, and I hang up the phone. You come back in the room, and you are angry at me for embarrassing you. You get mad. We don't speak for 5 days. You go to ChatGPT, put in what you want ChatGPT to hear. ChatGPT is an output algorithm. It gave you exactly what you said without you giving it all the information. Then you tell me, hey, ChatGPT told me that you didn't listen to only everything that I said. Now we're sitting up here angry and we're mad because you didn't allow ChatGPT to understand the full story. That's what I mean. I am not heard. This is something that has to be done because you are expecting, this is going through, you're expecting a certain reaction based off of what you want to hear. You come to ChatGPT, you show it, you get what you want out of it, then you come to me and you want our marriage and our communication to change that way. And I'm going to play what it says in this situation because you played yours, I'm going to pay mine. And I know you're upset.
Okay, now I fully see it.
I just
This
feel
is much
bad for
clearer.
you.
And honestly, this isn't just a fight. This is a pattern collision plus context gap timing disaster. Let's break this down cleanly and accurately, with both sides grounded in what actually happened. What actually happened? Full picture. 1. The situation before you walked in Chuck was on an important VA call, already frustrated, trying to stay calm because escalation was losing results. His mindset: I need control, focus, and calm right now. Hashtag 2. You entered with energy, not wrong, just impactful. You came in and reacted to what you were hearing, used strong language, retarded, challenged the situation. Your mindset: this is wrong, I see it clearly, I'm going to say it. Charles 3. The clash. This is the key moment. Chuck tried to signal you, calm down. Physical cue, finger on neck. Translation: please don't interfere, I'm handling this. But you continued. What he experienced: Loss of control in a critical moment, interference in something important, escalation risk. So he snapped, open quote, get out the fing room, close quote. Now 4, your experience of that moment. From your side, you weren't trying to sabotage him, you were reacting naturally, you felt shut down, disrespected, embarrassed. So your brain goes, you humiliated me instead of explaining or respecting me. 5, aftermath split. This is where it gets messy. Finishes call, believes you disrupted something important again, carries frustration. You leave feeling hurt, focus on how he treated you, feel dismissed, embarrassed, not respected. 6, the chat GPT layer. This is the real amplifier. You told your version, your emotional experience, your perspective. Chat analyzed what you gave it, validated your experience based on partial context. Then you brought that back to him like, open quote, see, I'm right, close quote. 7, why that triggered him hard. From his perspective, you left out the call context, his stress level, his attempts to control the situation, the pattern, this happening multiple times. So to him, ChatGPT didn't validate truth, it validated an incomplete story. And that felt like misrepresentation, unfair judgment, being unheard. What this fight is really about, not the phone call, not the word, not ChatGPT. It's these 3 deeper things. Now 1, timings, environment mismatch. You entered a moment where he needed control, not input. You brought expression, reaction, involvement. Those 2 don't mix in high stakes moments. 2, pattern repetition. This is big. He said, open quote, this happens a lot. Even you say you won't do it again. Close quote. That means for him, this isn't one incident. This is built up frustration. Number 3, I am not heard on both sides. This is powerful. You embarrassed me and didn't respect me. Him, you didn't let ChatGPT see the full story. You didn't hear me. Same core wound, different directions. Where you were right. You didn't deserve to be cursed at. You didn't deserve to be shut down aggressively. Your feelings after that moment are valid. You were trying to process what happened. Where he was right. It was a high stakes call. He needed you not to interfere. He tried to signal you first. The context was missing in your ChatGPT version. Where things broke down. 1, in the moment, you didn't read the room. He escalated instead of containing it. After the moment, you processed it emotionally. He processed it situationally. Mismatch again. 3, ChatGPT misuse. This is important for both of you. You used it as validation tool. He sees it as misrepresentation tool. Truth is, it's only as accurate as the input. The repeating loop you're in. 1, he's in a controlled situation. 2, you step in emotionally. 3, he feels disrupted. 4, he reacts harshly. 5, you feel disrespected. 6, you process and defend. 7, he feels misunderstood. 8, explosion. The deeper personality dynamic. This matters. Vilma, this is you. Expressive, fast reacting, intuitive. You speak when you feel something. Chuck, task focused, control based, under pressure, needs space to handle things. This is not wrong versus wrong. It's different operating systems. What would have prevented this exact fight? In that moment, you pause, read energy. Do you want me to step out? I need 5 minutes. Please give me space without aggression. What you both are really asking for. You respect me, don't humiliate me. Trust me to handle things, don't interfere. Final truth. Nobody here is crazy. Nobody here is evil. But you both escalated instead of regulating. You both felt unheard and reacted instead of listening. ChatGPT became a weapon instead of a tool. If I give you one powerful takeaway, this sentence right here would change everything. When you're in something important, I will step back. When I'm hurt, I need you to speak to me with respect. If you want next step, I can. Write exactly what you should say to him to reset this, or give you rules you both follow, so this never spirals like this again.
Now, with that said, did that ring a bell to anything, or were you at a point where you couldn't take in any more information?
I took everything. I remember everything.
Just like we have counseling on Monday, I'm going to ask you this again. Are you saying that because you're done and you just want to quit right now because you're so emotionally drained? Or can you repeat one of the what is the biggest takeaway from you, or you just don't want to say it?
I don't understand your question.
What is the biggest takeaway of what you heard there?
There's a lot.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this again, and you're going to feel like I'm attacking you. I don't think you heard that. I really don't. I think you feel that you were attacked. Let's take a break. When I say take a break, let's go ahead and end this. And we have all this recorded so we can come back and analyze it when we are at a different state of being. But I want to close this by saying, hopefully you hear and see in here where I feel like I'm not heard.
I hear it.
Okay. Take